Pop-Tarts, sourdough cookies. I mean, it goes on and on. She loves to make cinnamon rolls. So I'm not gonna lie. I used to look at your cheat meals as like, man, at least I'm not cheating that crazy.
Travis Kelce was sitting with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his brother Jason when the topic shifted to something nobody expected: his eating habits and how Taylor Swift completely changed everything about his daily meals. Travis explained that before Taylor entered his life, his diet was basic and typical for any NFL player. Just simple food to keep him going. But now everything is different because she introduced him to new foods, new tastes, and new ways of enjoying what he eats. She helped him see that meals can be more than just energy. They can be exciting and fun, and he loves it now. He mentioned how she got him to taste foods he never would have tried before, things from other countries and healthier options that still taste amazing. It is not about cutting things out or following strict rules. It is about trying new things and having fun with food. Travis said he takes more chances now and tries things outside his usual choices, all thanks to her. The Rock was clearly interested and listened carefully to every word Travis said. Then Johnson shared his own thoughts about food and eating, explaining that he is known for his massive cheat meals, those special Sundays when he eats pancakes, sushi, brownies, and whatever else he has been wanting all week. He said those meals mean everything to him. They are his reward for sticking to a tough plan the rest of the week. He gets up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning, works out before sunrise, and eats carefully to support his huge body and busy schedule. But on that one day, he lets go and enjoys everything without feeling bad about it. He believes this balance is what helps him last in such a tough career. Travis understood that completely, explaining how hard the NFL season is and how your body needs constant care and focus. He said the effort it takes to play at the top level every week is something most people cannot imagine, and having those moments to relax and enjoy yourself is essential. Jason joined in and talked about his time playing center for the Philadelphia Eagles, describing how rough the game is on your body and how important it is to pay attention to what your body needs. He talked about how nutrition in the NFL has changed over the years, going from just eating whatever was around to having custom meal plans, team nutrition experts, and a scientific method for everything players eat. The three of them connected over the fact that at their level, every little thing counts, and every choice affects how well they perform. The conversation went back to Taylor, and Travis smiled as he spoke about her. He said she did not just change what he eats, she changed how he sees everything in life. She taught him that it is okay to open up, to show feelings, and to let people get close. He admitted that being in the spotlight the way he is now, with their relationship making news everywhere, has been hard to get used to, but also wonderful. He talked about how much she supports his football career and how she understands the challenges and stress because she lives in that same world of fame. She understands it in a way most people could not, and that shared understanding has built a connection that feels strong and lasting. If you are enjoying these stories and want to hear more real conversations, go ahead and subscribe. The Rock leaned in, clearly touched by what Travis shared, and he talked about his own experiences with love and relationships. He spoke about meeting his wife, Lauren Hashian, and how she became his foundation, his calm space in a life that never slows down. He said finding someone who really sees you and loves you for who you truly are underneath everything else is the best thing life can give you. He talked about the importance of being open and not being scared to show the people you love that you need them and that you are not unbreakable. He said learning that lesson took him many years because he came from a world where being strong and tough was everything. In wrestling, you are taught to never show weakness and to always look powerful and in control, but in real life and real relationships, that wall has to come down. Travis listened closely and agreed, saying that Taylor helped him with that and helped him see that being strong does not mean shutting people out. The talk moved to Jason, and Travis spoke with clear pride about his older brother. He said watching Jason play and seeing him lead the Eagles' offensive line for more than 10 years was one of the greatest joys of his life. He mentioned the famous tush-push play that Jason became known for, a play that was almost impossible for other teams to stop. The Rock laughed and praised Jason, calling him a fighter and a true old-school player who represented everything football should be. Jason stayed modest and downplayed the compliments, but you could tell how much it meant to him hearing that from someone like Dwayne Johnson. They discussed the special bond between brothers and how unusual it is to have two brothers both playing at the top level of the NFL at the same time. Travis said there were times during games when they played against each other and he would look across and see Jason, and it would hit him how crazy it all was. They grew up playing together in the backyard and dreaming about the NFL, and now they were both living that dream together. The Rock shared stories about his own family, talking about his father, Rocky Johnson, and the difficult relationship they had. He said his father was a tough man shaped by a tough life, and that hardness often felt like emotional distance. He told a story about being a kid when his father picked him up from school and young Dwayne asked if they could get ice cream, just a simple question from a boy who wanted time with his dad. His father said no and instead drove them to a bar where he drank for hours while Dwayne sat alone in a booth. That memory stuck with him for years and became a symbol of the emotional distance between them. But he said as he got older and became a father himself, he started to see his dad differently. He realized his father did the best he could with what he had and that he was carrying his own hurt and struggles. Johnson decided to forgive him and love him for who he was, and that forgiveness set him free. It let them rebuild their relationship in the last years of his father's life and find a peace they never had before. He said that experience changed how he approaches being a father to his own daughters and how he makes sure to be there for them, to be available, and to always make them feel loved and important. The conversation became more fun as they talked about Johnson's return to WWE and his recent appearances that excited wrestling fans everywhere. He talked about getting back in the ring, feeling the crowd's energy and how it felt like returning home. He said there is something about that connection with the audience, that live and direct exchange of energy that cannot be found anywhere else. Travis compared it to playing football and running out of the tunnel at Arrowhead Stadium with 80,000 Chiefs fans screaming. He called it the vortex, that moment when everything else fades away and all that exists is you and the performance. The Rock loved that description and said that is exactly what it is, a vortex that pulls you in and changes you. They talked about the similarities between the NFL and WWE, how both are forms of storytelling, both need incredible physical ability, and both require you to give everything every time you step into that space. Johnson said watching Travis play and seeing how he performs in big moments reminded him of the greatest performers he ever worked with. There is an instinct there, a sense for the moment that cannot be taught. Jason asked about how physical wrestling really is, and Johnson did not hold back. He said professional wrestling is tough, the hits and impacts are real, and the damage it does to your body is serious. He talked about his current training for The Smashing Machine, a movie where he plays MMA fighter Mark Kerr. He said the preparation has been the hardest physical challenge of his life, training several times each day in wrestling, jiu-jitsu and weightlifting while eating less to look like a worn-down fighter. He described waking up at 3:30 in the morning with his body aching and having to find the strength to push through another day of pain. He said, it is in those moments when everything in you wants to stop that you find out who you really are. Travis asked how he keeps that level of focus and that intense work ethic that everyone talks about. Johnson stopped for a moment, then said, it all comes back to those early days, sitting in his apartment with $7 in his pocket, watching his NFL dream fall apart. He said that pain and that feeling of having nothing is something he never wants to feel again. It is the drive that keeps him moving forward and the memory that pushes him even now. He said he is thankful for that experience because it showed him that nothing is promised and that you have to work for everything every single day. That drive and that refusal to take anything for granted is what separates people who succeed from people who do not.